Charlotte is 18. She goes to school at Hillmorton High School's Upland unit. She loves school. Having her wander track at school is huge help. It gives us peace of mind to send her off each day. She loves potato chips, Care Bears and the Wiggles, and anything a 3-year-old likes, Charlotte likes too. So yeah. She's a delight. She was 11 the first time it happened. Gary was actually away for the day doing some painting with a family member, and I was here with the kids. And I knew she was outside, but up until that point it hadn't been a problem, so I was keeping an eye but not out there with her. And I suddenly realised she wasn't there, and so I ran outside, and beside the pile of sand she'd been playing with and building things was her trousers and no Charlotte, and I was like, oh dear. And so I ran down the driveway to look at the street and I couldn't see her, and I ran all around the house quite panicky, checked under beds and like checked her room twice, 3 times. She's behind the door or something, and she was not here. So I called Gary and said she's just gone, and then I called the police, and they came and they said they had to check the premises first, and they checked the premises and it was clear that she was not here. But before the police arrived, I had actually gone outside. I couldn't leave because my son was here and he was little at the time, and had spoken to members of the public. If you see a little girl with no pants on, can you please let me know? And what had happened is that she'd gone down to the local fish and chip shop, which is across the 4-lane highway that way, and she was walking up and down their little bench seat where people wait, because that's where we get fish and chips and she likes chips. And they had called the police because they were like, okay, this is not right. And 2 of the ladies that I had spoken to saw the police loading a little girl into their car. Now she can't speak, she's non-verbal. She can't say who she is, where she lives, or where she, what she's doing. So they saw that and they ran up and said, I've just spoken to someone who's lost a little girl. They live down there, the yellow house. So she jumped in the car with them and they brought her back to us. So then police that I'd called arrived as they arrived. So it was just a stroke of good luck that I had spoken to those girls and they were down there at the same time. Otherwise, it could have been a lot longer and it would have been very, very difficult to find out.
Luckily, one of the police officers that got her was a friend of mine. So he turned up here and goes, what are you doing here? Well, that's my daughter. So then they all got, right, we need to get a profile of Charlotte, and they asked all about her and took photos. Right, everybody now knows about her, because they were like, we didn't know what we were going to do with her at all. So yeah, it was a stroke of luck, wasn't it? So yeah, straight away that was all set up. So, well, was this a one-off? And then there was another 3 times she got away, even with us being vigilant. And then the locks came and the fences.
I called Lifelinks and said this is happening. They did an addendum to her needs assessment and got Enable on board to get us locks, fences and her wander track beacon. So when we first got it, it came with a strap like to wear as a watch. I knew that wouldn't work. She would just take it off. So I attached hair elastic to it and tie up her hair in a ponytail each day. It gave us great peace of mind to send her to school with it on, and also if we went out and about, we put it on even though we're right there, but it's, should she take off, it would have been good, but luckily we haven't had to use it when we've been on board with her. So but yeah, she doesn't like her hair being tied up, So generally on weekends we don't do it unless we go out. She knows that she has to. So it's something that we do every time we go out. We tie her hair up. She knows that. So. Yeah.
Well, that's where our other avenues, the combination locks and the big fences. She can't get out of this house, all the windows have locks on them.
They all have stays on them, so yeah, she can't get out.
We've got to be listening all the time with what she's up to, because you know she's an 18-year-old adult, so we've got to do it for her, just like any toddler.
It seems to be she's driven by food. The times from school she was headed to the dairy, they said, to get chips. We lost her here, she was at the fish and chip shop, and another time she was at Countdown on Colombo Street, and we had run out of potato chips. Now, when Charlotte was little, she had some health issues. We had to let her graze all day. One thing we knew that she would always eat was potato chips, so it's carried on. So she's fixed on potato chips, as I don't know anyone that doesn't like them, but yeah, that's Charlotte's thing, you know, because we had to let her have them, basically. So yeah, when we don't have them, she wants to find them, and she takes steps to do so.